What's up, folks? Welcome to another episode of Watching Paint Dry here on Another Letdown. My name is Zach from Another Letdown Media and the This Is Difficult video game podcast. I'll be one of your hosts this evening. Watching Paint Dry is the show where we work through the ridiculous backlog of miniatures that we've accumulated over the years that require painting. There's an old adage that says if a miniatures painter ever runs out of projects to paint, he or she will die. So we're just trying to stave off death for as long as possible. And I don't do this alone. Joining me on the line, as always, it's my good friend Adam Ribataro. How's it going, dude?
What's up?
And here we are once again, painting C27 collectibles X-Men characters. So let's not. Let's cut over to the main screen and find out. I am working on the Blob. It's the last of my Brotherhood, with the exception of Scarlet Witch, because I'm counting her as an Avenger.
Blob is one that I have that I don't think is not C27. I found the model before we found C27.
Yeah.
But it looks similar enough that I don't think I was going to say him.
Yours looks almost exactly identical.
This is him right here. Grab him here.
Yeah. I mean, like right down to the pose. Like mine's arm is sticking back a little bit further, but other than that, it's basically the same miniature.
Yeah, this one's not making a fist.
Right.
So, yeah.
So I did get
one of my early 3D prints also.
Yeah.
One of my first.
Yeah. And it came out well. I mean, these 3D printers continue to impress. Like, I was showing my niece today some of the stuff I've done with them. And, you know, she's coming to visit right after school lets out for a couple of days to help us get ready for the baby. And she was like, can we do some 3D printing while I'm there? I'm like, abso-damn-lutely.
So I got Bishop tonight.
Oh, he's so cool. I love that mini. Like, it's an early good. C27 sculpt, but it's simple and effective. Oh, hey, Broody. Yeah. Thanks for stopping in, man. We'll get you back on next week, yeah? Broody Gambit, our other co-host. RPD with the sending Broody to bed. Broody, of course, is the progenitor of the go to bed meme. Sorry, Adam, we kind of interrupted you here.
No, that's okay. I didn't have anything else really to say.
Okay.
Trying to figure out kind of where to start on this.
Yeah, so I actually, in a feat of thinking ahead, I actually managed to get Night Lord's Blue when I was last at the store, which is basically exactly the color of Blob's costume. So I was sitting here like, oh, I'm going to mix this and that and the other thing, and it's going to be great. And then I reached into my palette. I'm like, oh, guess I don't have to. Honestly, I could probably use a bigger brush for this.
Help if I could find my brushes.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to paint without them.
I can find them. It's just like not the ones that I want.
Yeah, absolutely. The struggle is real.
I have like one teeny tiny one that I can never find.
Oh, I should probably do his eyes now I'm thinking about it. Oh, I'll get there in a minute. I'll do the blue first.
That's where I'm starting. If I can find the brush for it, that's where I'm starting. It's basically fine.
So we had the family baby shower today for my wife, and that was a lot of fun. My sister hosted that, and yeah, it was a good time. It was mostly me just hanging out with my nieces because I didn't really know anybody. It was my wife's side of the family, and mostly, and then like Katie's friends, a couple of them. And like 3 of the people we invited, including my brother, got COVID.
Oh, jeez. So
we're like, well, this is gonna be a little more sparsely populated than we thought, but it was still a really good time.
Yeah, at least it's not the monkey one. Yes, no.
Oh my god.
I'm led to believe the monkey one's nowhere near as dangerous.
That is also what I've heard.
Yeah, because it's like there's like a real bad one, and then there's one that's not so bad, and this is the not so bad.
Yeah. Yeah. But my brother, like, he was really angry about it. I think the plan was, because like my wife's dad is an avid bicyclist, same as my brother and my dad and me. We were all going to go for a ride tomorrow, but bummer. We got another family gathering coming in a couple weeks, so hopefully Tim will be well by then.
Well, that's good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
By the way, I don't think I've said that on the show.
Yeah, well, I mean, I only just mentioned it, like, we just started talking about it on Wednesday. Actually, speaking of Wednesdays, RPD, this is important for you, bud. Gear Up is going to move to Thursdays for a couple of weeks because we have birthing classes on Wednesday nights at exactly the same time that I would be streaming. Go figure. But Zach Sucks at Games will remain at its normal time because my wife will be working, and that's kind of hard to attend birthing classes when she's at work.
So you guys are doing like the whole shebang, huh?
I guess.
We didn't do like any of that. We didn't read any books or anything.
Yeah, dude, for real. Like,
we were just like, yeah, okay.
That's my sister didn't either, and you know her kids.
People did this for hundreds of thousands of years before us, so like.
Right, that's exactly what my logic. I'm like, okay.
Really, like the reason to do it is if it makes your wife feel more comfortable. That's like
exactly correct. So I've read, you know, the passages that she wants me to read, and you know, I do have a like. I mean, I have a fairly strong wealth of experience just as a teacher in terms of educating a kid, so there's that.
Oh yeah, I mean, you don't have to worry about that though for quite some time.
Yeah,
it's really just like keep them alive for the first part.
Oh, this blue is absolutely perfect.
Oh yeah. I will say, like, as hard as it's generally pretty difficult to paint darker skin tones.
Yes.
The Reaper preset skin tones are pretty easy.
Yeah. Actually, Citadel, because they've been re-releasing the Catechins, which is an Imperial Guard like offshoot, has been like they've made a tutorial on painting darker skin.
Really?
I used it for the Gears of War, a couple of Gears of War characters, and they came out phenomenally.
That's cool.
RPD says, speaking of congratulations, happy birth month, Adam.
Big Apple.
Thank you.
What was it that Sonvar got you? I didn't get a good look at it.
The She-Hulk omnibus.
Oh, sick!
Yeah.
Oh, did I do that wrong?
Yeah, the John Byrne one.
That's awesome. Okay, I did not do that wrong.
I meant to post it. I read this really great thread on Twitter that was like basically the whole history of She-Hulk, like the meta history.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna take a look at that.
Yeah, like I meant to post it. Hopefully, I still have it up on another window. But
yeah,
it was really interesting and to show like essentially how she stopped having a place because of things like Deadpool and Squirrel Girl and Gwenpool, and like these things kind of like took her slot.
Yeah.
She's also the only female character other than Spider-Girl to break 60 issues without a relaunch.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. She looks at. I really like that character. I mean, part of that is the Daredevil fan in me because, you know, courtroom drama, but she's just a neat character.
Yeah, she is. And then, like, that was the other thing is, like, the principle of her being, like, initially she was just a rights grab female Hulk. And then, like, she kind of became the what if she prefer, or like what if she was the opposite of Bruce Banner and that she preferred being She-Hulk.
Right.
And that kind of like they did the Totally Awesome Hulk with Amadeus Cho, and that kind of took that from her too.
Yep. Yeah, it did. I remember that run. So I haven't obviously watched the trailer for She-Hulk. I heard the CGI is pretty crap.
It's atrocious. Yeah, it's real bad. I feel like CGI is just getting worse as we get older.
Right? Okay, I'm not the only one then. I was really impressed. So Brody's not here. We can kind of talk about Doctor Strange a little bit. I just kind of like the second time I watched it, I was like looking for cool stuff that I'd missed the first time. I think I don't have confirmation on this yet, but I think the Cloak of Souls was done in a similar way to some of the effects from Evil Dead. Like I don't think those were digital. I don't think those were digital.
That would be completely unsurprising, given like Raimi hates doing things digitally.
Exactly.
He likes guerrilla filmmaking.
Right. I love that. There was a certain choppiness to it that just lent it a certain life.
Yeah, like Wanda's hand coming out of the mirror. And
that was like so cool.
This is like such a Raimi thing.
Yeah. And like so, I of course knowing the sort of the filmmaking style of Sam Raimi and sort of what to look for. I spent the second go through like looking for his signature shot, the tracking shot, the first person tracking shot. The first time Wanda spirit walks to visit her kids, that scene is full of it. I mean, just like right down to the egregiously CGI shot just before she lands in the house. It's all the Sam Raimi. And I was like, that is really cool. That is way more than they let him get away with in Spider-Man.
Yeah, for sure. It is. It's definitely a Raimi movie. Through and through. And that is pretty refreshing.
It is. It gives me a little bit of hope.
I don't know that we fully got to talk about it last time, I guess, because of Birdie, but yeah, it is. I've described it as an enjoyable mess.
Yeah. That's pretty much exactly as I was
like. There's a lot of things I really love about it. It's a real messy movie.
It's a very messy movie, but like I would say
the plot very, very barely works.
Oh yeah. I mean, just barely scratches the surface. But if you sit down, turn your brain off, and just enjoy the ride, it's a freaking phenomenal ride. And that's what I did the second time around. I'm like, okay, I am just here for the entertainment. And I think it's the first superhero movie in quite a while, maybe since Fantastic Four 2, the Silver Surfer one. That you just like the expectation is, okay, I'm gonna watch this movie and I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna paint minis. I'm gonna do some writing or do some art, and that's okay, and audiences need to remember that that's okay.
Yeah, switching back to She-Hulk a little bit. To like the grander state of CGI. They need to stop doing everything CGI.
Yeah,
is really it. Like,
yeah,
they don't have it, and I don't think they ever will. The reason things like Jurassic Park and The Matrix still work is because they're half practical.
Exactly. They still knew how to balance that out. And that is something that we've seem to have forgotten over the years.
Yeah.
The phrase when I was doing my film classes in college, we learned to hate the phrase "we'll fix it in post," because that is exactly what you do not want to do.
Yep. Yep, that was a joke when we were shooting our short film.
Yeah.
Let's get it on the stand.
So we got some pretty cool new ones today from C27.
Yeah. Oh my God, Lord of the Wings!
I thought that was so funny.
That's
even my wife thought that was funny, and she's never seen X-Men. I was just like, "Look, it's a pterodactyl, but it's Sauron," and she goes, "That's actually really clever."
Yep.
Most of the names that he gives them are community generated.
Lately, they've been kind of hit or miss.
Yes, yeah, but I think he's also leaning more into the community generated stuff. I'll sometimes throw a suggestion down, but like mine are really esoteric. Like the host of the UK Channel 4 show Taskmaster is Greg Davis. So for Taskmaster, I was like, oh, call him Greg Davis. And a couple of people got it, and they were like, "Ah, that's funny," but obviously it didn't get voted in because not enough people know who that is.
Right. When you would say, "Oh, I'm going to watch Taskmaster," I was like, "What the heck is he talking about?"
Yeah. That show is phenomenal. Adam, you would enjoy that show. That's another show that I just turn on and forget.
What's the premise of it?
So it's 5 British comedians, usually British, a couple of Americans sometimes, who get stuffed in this house one at a time, and they open these envelopes that have a strange task on them. Things like throw this potato into this a putting green hole. You cannot touch the putting green. Fewest attempts wins. And everybody's building these contraptions and stuff to sort of drop the potato into the hole. And Joe Wilkinson is this perennial, like, sad sack. His character is a perennial sad sack. Walks up, tosses it in. No problem. And he's celebrating in the studio as they watch it back. And then the Taskmaster's assistant goes, wait a minute. And he plays it, and, like, his toe touched the green. And they took all the points away from him. There are other ones like impress this mayor, or there's a whole bunch of there's art tasks, there's physical tasks, there's lateral thinking tasks, but they're all just really, really stupid in the grand scheme of things. And the comedians take it really seriously, and then in between tasks they cut back to the studio, and the comedians have to justify their decisions in front of the Taskmaster and a panel and an audience. So oftentimes they'll just go completely off the rails, trying to argue their case.
It does sound fun.
It's really fun, and they're on season 13.
Oh, jeez.
And each season is a different set of comedians.
What are you watching this on? What do you watch?
YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Channel 4 has, as of within the last couple of weeks, they have they struck up a deal with YouTube to just cross-post all their content, or all their comedy content.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. And Taskmaster's been cross-posting for a while, through some other licensing deal.
I was watching Penn and Teller's BS a lot on there.
I love that show.
Yeah. No. I was watching Fool Us.
Fool Us, yeah.
Yeah.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
Allison Hannigan is one of the most delightful. Yeah, I've watched it too. Allison Hannigan is one of the most delightful human beings on television.
Oh yeah, she's a great host. Also,
she's so much better than Jonathan Ross.
Yeah, I like her better as a host than I like her as an actress.
I do as well.
because she's very genuine.
Exactly, and she's like that in real life too. Did I ever tell you this story? How I met her and her kids?
No.
Her husband, Alexis Denisov, was a student at the private school where my grandfather worked as a custodian for many, many years.
Oh.
And they came into town, and I think the older of the two daughters was like sort of getting into comic books, and Alexis had just gotten the role in Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
So Allison tweeted, "Hey, we're in New Hampshire. Where's the closest comic book store to St. Paul's?" And that, of course, happens to be the one I work at. And I was like, well, now. So they stopped by.
That's cool.
It was neat.
Yeah, I think that she seems really sweet. She is very genuine in the show, and like characters that she plays often are not.
Yes. Willow is,
yeah.
but like,
right. But like, what's her name in How I Met Your Mother?
Lily.
Yeah. She's kind of the worst.
Yeah, she's kind of awful.
The whole time you're like, Marshall deserves better than this. Jeez.
Yeah. Like when she runs off to the West Coast for no reason.
Yeah. To go be a painter, and you're like, why? Like,
why have you done this?
It's not considerate. Like, if you care about this guy, like, tell him at least, you know? And I feel like that was just kind of a let's stir up drama.
Yeah,
thing,
pretty much.
You know?
I mean, they did a lot of that on the show.
Yeah.
I mean, the entire final episode was just stirring the pot.
Oh man, I'm so well. The real problem with that show is that they locked in the ending well before they shot most of the show. So like they shot the kid segments for the entire show at the beginning, so the kids never aged.
Right.
So like they were locked into the ending that they had.
Yeah.
And over the time of the show, people went, "Oh, Ted and Robin should not really be together because they're a colossal mess."
Yeah.
Right. And so like they'd really come to terms with that, and they're like, and they build up the mother so well, and she's so great when you meet her, and you're like, oh, this is a breath of fresh air. Like I figured the whole time that it was because she was dead that they were telling this. I thought it was going to be like, I didn't think it was going to be a crass "let me date your aunt" thing.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that show got weird. Like, I watched every dang episode.
Your real aunt, but
what?
Not your real aunt, but
yeah.
But I was a big fan of that show, and then I felt like I was slighted.
Yep, pretty much.
As most of us did, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone was like, yeah, the ending for that was so good.
I have a student who really liked it. Then again,
that student could not have been more than 6 years old when the show started.
I know, he started watching it this summer, and I was like, really? Now? Here's a question from the chat. RPD would like to know if you've indulged any of the mega playlist he sent you.
I have. I forget which ones. Like, there's a lot of channels in there that I watch already.
Oh. Well, there you go.
And like, I was just sort of like sampling it to see, like, what ones.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but I did. I know that I got some subs out of it.
Nice.
So, I mean, like, gave some subs.
Right.
But, yeah. I watched. Ness and I just finished watching Severance. Have you seen this show?
No.
Have you heard of this show?
Yes. But not
in
great detail.
Hmm?
But not in great detail.
It's incredible.
Okay.
Yeah, it's some of like the best sci-fi I've seen in a while. Like, so do you know the principle of it?
Not at all. I've heard the title. That's about all I know.
Okay, so the principle of it is there is a procedure that you can have done that that severs your personality. So when you're at work, you don't remember anything that's happening on the outside, and when you're at home, you don't remember anything that happens on the inside. So like, right, they're essentially, you essentially wake up and you have no memory of anything. You don't know who you are. You don't know anything. It's just like, hey, you're here to work. And it's an elective procedure. They don't just like conscript people into it. But there's a lot of really intense exploration of a lot of things. I don't want to really spoil it. It's,
sure.
But
I'll have to check it out. What's it on?
Apple.
Oh, okay. That explains why I haven't watched it.
Yeah, Apple is probably the best streaming service right now, I think.
Apple's got really good stuff. I haven't. I'm just kind of letting it build up a little bit because, like, I want to watch Ted Lasso. Obviously, it's Bill Lawrence. I love him.
Ted Lasso's the best show on anything right now. It's so good. You want to have a good happy cry. That's the one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, all the British contingent of actors on that show, I know from panel shows.
Oh yeah,
they're all on mostly 8 out of 10 cats, but like, yeah, they're all over the place. What's the oh man, I'll have to look. Hold on. Nick Mohammed. The guy who plays Nathan Shelley.
Mm-hmm.
He does a character on 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown called Mr. Swallow. And he is side-splittingly funny.
Awesome.
And I would be very very surprised if he does not end up on Taskmaster at some point.
Yeah, well, it's really good. I also don't want to tell you anything about that. So.
Yeah, please don't spoil that one. That one's that's like summer view. Like basically, I think summertime I will trade out Hulu for Apple. Because I've exhausted the stuff on Hulu that I care about for the time being.
Hulu is like Hulu and Disney are ones that are not going away. I don't think for a while. For us, Netflix is gone already.
Well, Netflix, I've got Umbrella Academy coming, but once I've watched that, then I'm probably getting rid of that for a while. I'm just sick of it.
I realize like everything on there is basically watching out of obligation.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like,
you're not wrong.
I watched the last season of Stranger Things and was like,
it's kind of bad.
I was really underwhelmed the entire time.
Yeah.
And I remember the previous season already being underwhelmed.
Yeah. And like, I'm at the point now where I see, trailers and stuff for the new series, and I'm just like, do I even care anymore?
Yeah. The one that I really do care about that I will probably watch through extra legal means is Arcane.
Okay. I like Lock and Key.
I have not watched, but I watched. Did I watch the whole first season of Lock and Key? I might have. No, I don't think I finished it.
Season 2 was excellent. I had a lot of fun with season 2. But they've said there is only one more season coming. So if I do turn off Netflix for a while, I will reactivate for Lock and Key and then probably get rid of it for good.
Yeah. They've got a lot of work to do if they want to get me back.
They really do. They were the king for the longest time, and then they keep making dumb decisions.
Yeah, I mean, a huge. I mean, they keep raising the price.
Yeah.
And then like lecturing people for password sharing, and it's like, okay, you charge me too much to also be my dad.
Exactly. Yeah. RPD, I am so excited about Defunctland doing Garfield. I love Defunctland. Any of those sort of, retrospective things are just super fun.
Shaping up. Okay. Yeah, what was the Oh, and then like also like they hardly get any good movies anymore.
Yeah.
Like that was the reason to have them.
Right.
Was because they had all the best movies.
Yeah. My niece and I were trying to find Peter Rabbit today because that was the theme of the shower. And they had Peter Rabbit 2. And I'm like, why do you do this? Like,
right. Yeah, Amazon has everything. You may have to pay for it. But
yeah,
like,
but it's like $2.
Right.
My buddy wanted to see No Way Home before we went to see Doctor Strange last week. And I was like, oh, just rent it on Amazon. It's like $2.
You can just rent it. Yep, that's totally reasonable. It's less than the price of renting it at Blockbuster, especially adjusted for inflation.
Yep.
But then like between that and like I have HBO because like I got HBO for free from my cable company because you get one of these
I got it too.
For free. Like every cable company do a different one for free.
Yeah. I had no idea we had HBO for free, and then I just looked in my cable bill and I was like, oh, look at that. I can turn that on. And that has
the Criterion collection on it. So like that
has it does.
Unambiguously the best selection of movies.
Without a question. And then I used it to watch the Batman, and that was damn impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that's the other thing is they put like early run movies on there from Warner Brothers.
Well, it's basically HBO's like classic model,
Yeah.
Just
home box office.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I also I increasingly don't care about prestige television. Like, I think it was Game of Thrones that I just like reached full burnout.
Yes.
I was like, I think I'm done with this.
Oh, my wife is all excited about the Game of Thrones spinoffs. I'm like, really? Why?
Yeah, I do not care. I don't care about that. I don't care about Wheel of Time.
No.
I don't care about
books. Loved the books. Back in the day.
I anti-care about the Lord of the Rings one.
Oh my God. I want that to die a fiery death.
Yeah. I mean, anyone who has read the books does.
Yeah.
Like, because it is defiantly, it is in absolute defiance of the lore.
Yeah. Have you? I have briefly talked to Paul about it. Have you?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God. He was nothing short of vitriolic about it.
He's mad?
Oh, he's pissed.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I think all of like the core fans are.
Yeah.
It's like it is in a time that can't be possible.
Right.
And it had to like tell like just changes every character completely and
yeah, it's just an abomination.
Yeah.
Oh, what do they think of next? There are a couple of shows that I'm glad to see settling down, though. Riverdale is finally going away after next season, but my buddy and I were texting about it the other day. Because, like, okay, so I'm going to try and see if I can say this in a pseudo-family-friendly way. The last episode ended in a cliffhanger where I'm pretty sure Archie and Betty and Veronica got together. Can I put it that way?
Menage a trois?
Yes. That's a good way of putting it.
Okay.
And I'm like, really? They are going... Okay. God's bless my students, they did not pick up on it. And I'm like, oh God, I'm so happy I don't have to talk about this with you. That would be a very awkward and probably problematic conversation. But yeah, so it looks like, I mean, John was saying like next season is going to be.
Like, wait, say what?
Next season, being that it's the last, is going to be weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's not shot away from weird in the first place.
No, it has not. But it's, I mean, knowing that it's the last season, they're going to lean the heck into it.
Yeah, that. If I had kids that I taught asking me about being like, hey, let's talk about the show, I'm like, we are calling parents right now.
Yep.
And they can have this discussion. That's a minefield that I do not want to be part of.
Yeah. They're pretty good about keeping it surface level. Like, they know that there's stuff in Riverdale that, you know, is not school appropriate. But they'll say, like, you know, we can talk about the filmmaking strategies and stuff like that are actually admittedly pretty cool for a network television show.
Yeah, well, network shows I feel like are different than like prestige shows though too. Like,
yes.
I can't handle another like Breaking Bad, or
right.
Anything like
and
that.
didn't they do another one like Better Call Saul or something like that? Isn't that like a sequel to Breaking Bad?
Yeah, and I love Bob Odenkirk, but like I can't be that depressed for that long.
Yeah, yeah, they're so downer. Yeah, right, RPD? Weird by Riverdale standards, it definitely is something that's concerning. But, as the completionist that I am, I will certainly watch it. Be, you know, made uncomfortable before I go to bed once a week. But I'm glad to see, like, the Arrowverse is kind of winding down. Flash is going away. Bummer that Legends of Tomorrow got canceled. They ended on a cliffhanger. They took the risk and it didn't pay out. Donald Faison was from Scrubs was just started as Booster Gold, and there was talk about getting Zach Braff to play Blue Beetle.
Oh my God, that would have been great.
Right? I would have loved to see that. But
that would have been really good.
Yeah. Oh my God, I would have laughed so hard.
All right. They need to chill it with the edge, also. Like,
yeah.
Have you seen stuff for that new Velma show?
I have. Now, like, I understand what Mindy Kaling is doing there, but like, it didn't work with Nancy Drew. It barely works with Riverdale.
Well, it's animated, and
right. Well, that's where I was going with that. It's like,
and it's like
it barely works with live action. Why do you think it can work with?
Right. This is hyper violent and exploring Velma's sexuality, and it's like, how about you drive around a car with a dog and solve mysteries? Like,
yeah, like it's one of those things like, you know, all that controversy surrounding Bert and Ernie, right? They're freaking roommates and they're Muppets. Leave them alone.
Right. This is a children's show. Stop trying to sexualize it, please.
Right.
It ain't that deep.
And was never intended to be that deep.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of these people are people that grew up with Scooby-Doo or whatever, and then I don't even know. They're all like the same group, like the Seth Rogen, Mindy Kaling, all these people are all kind of the same circles.
It's the Apatow kids.
Yeah, it's the Apatow kids, and they're all like edgelords and are like, oh, what if we did this thing that we had when we were kids, but dark?
Yeah,
and it's for adults. It's not. It's for edgy teenagers that never grew out of it.
Right, and like, there's a certain. There's got to be a certain level of expectation there that kids are going to see this show.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but you kind of have to play into that.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if you're working on a property, you have a responsibility to it.
Yeah.
I've always felt that way.
Same.
You put the toys back on the shelf how you found them.
Or,
right?
My classroom policy is you put the equipment back better than you found it.
Right.
Which may be impossible in the world of television, and that's fine. But at least put it back where you found it. Status quo.
Right. Yeah. And like all of them, these are not their characters. They did not create them.
Right.
I don't think that they have the ability to create.
I certainly question it. Or if they do, it's been stamped out of them.
This sucks. This little stripey.
Huh. Okay. I botched his pupils, surprisingly. And, I fixed them now, but... I ended up just hand painting a domino mask out of flesh, which sounds incredibly Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That's basically what you do.
Yeah. I do love the big goofy grin that they sculpted him with.
Let's see. Hold on.
Oh, hang on. Let me pick out the detail a little bit better.
This sucks because, like, I don't know if you can see this. He's got like one fine stripe and one thick stripe, and a tiny strip of blue in between.
That sucks.
Yeah, and we're trying to thread the needle on that.
Man, just to show the level of detail of these printers, I can't capture it on camera, I don't think, but dude's got nostrils.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy what you can do now. We are no longer at the mercy of companies that hold licenses.
Yeah.
It's pretty great. Pretty great.
It's honestly it's reinvigorated me toward the hobby. Like, I mean, back in the day when I started, Warhammer was really the only option.
Yeah.
I almost painted those out of obligation.
I never really had that much interest in most miniatures anyway.
Right.
Until like they started making them of characters that I like. So
exactly correct. You know, my display case behind me, that, you know, I walk in this room and I'm like, yeah, this makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
All the just bright colors of all the Avengers and X-Men. Spider-Verse characters. Even the blacks and grays of the Batman universe. It's like it's like coming home.
It's more, yeah. It's so much more exciting than like the
dwarf.
The drab grimdark. That's like my primary issue with D&D.
Yeah,
I think, like, I have a lot of issues with D&D proper.
I mean, the mere fact that it's not Sentinel Comics RPG is enough for me.
Well,
but no, I know what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to make. Before there was Sentinels, I still had issues with it. I think it's very crunchy, which it makes it kind of not for me.
Yeah, and what's even more is like it's not even close to the crunchiest system.
No,
and it's like, how is that fun? It's like homework the game. I don't want to sit down and do homework,
especially as a caster.
Right?
Oh my god. Like,
I think that's why I'm so spellcaster averse in things like Elden Ring. Is like, I associate that with homework.
Yeah, it's like I want to be a spellcaster. I want to harness the primal elements of nature and cause them to, bow to my command. And they're like, oh, awesome, great, yeah, here you go. Here's your spreadsheet.
My what now?
Well, you don't expect to harness the primal elements of nature without a spreadsheet,
without Google Sheets. Well, yeah, I kind of did, jerk.
This is real.
My niece, who I played the Alice in Wonderland campaign with, was asking me about it today, and because some of her friends, I guess, they started playing D&D or something, and I was like, you've had the better experience. Did one of us say a bad language word? I didn't even notice. RPD's on it tonight. Thank you, RPD. Keeping us honest here.
Did you?
I don't know. One of us might have.
I think you came close to an F, but I thought you didn't say it.
I'd be very surprised if I actually did. F is one I don't use very often, just because they're more colorful, more fun words.
Agree to disagree.
But, yeah, I mean, a lot of people do.
No,
okay.
Actually,
it was the close call. Thank you, RPD.
Oh. Ooh, these tiny little straps.
Tiny little straps.
Oh yeah, but I was saying, like, my biggest issue with D&D is it probably is the theming.
Yeah, it's just
that it's like
weak.
The most boring version of fantasy.
Yeah. And like certain, how do I say this? Subdivisions of the D&D multiverse are a little more interesting. Like, I personally think Ravenloft is kind of interesting, but again, it's just distills it down to its most boring form. Like, yes, it's gothic horror, but like it's boring gothic horror.
Yeah, I like Eberron is pretty okay.
Eberron I like a lot.
Yeah, but overall, it's just like this is just the absolute baseline.
Yeah. Yeah, we the campaign we played at the top of the pandemic over Zoom or Discord was an Eberron campaign. I was like, yeah, okay, this is fine. I can handle this because it's different. But as soon as I got back to the store and we started playing our, I don't even remember where we were, Forgotten Realms, I think. I was like, why is this so like blah? The only things making this interesting is our characters.
Right. Yeah, I would always rather play another system also, though.
Yep. When we were first testing Sentinels RPG, we were also my crew and I were also playing Call of Cthulhu, and the consensus amongst my players was SCRPG teaches you how to be a character, how to play a character, or how to write a character.
Yeah.
Call of Cthulhu teaches you how to be a person and solve things in ways that don't necessarily just involve murder hoboing. Both of those are valuable, much more valuable skills than rolling dice and consulting a spreadsheet.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched this guy on YouTube named Professor Dungeon Master.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen him before?
I've seen him come up. I don't think I've watched any of his videos.
Great. Like, he's like an advocate for what's it called? There's like the redoing of the original D&D.
Mm-hmm.
What's that called?
I don't know off the top of my head, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's like people are like playing D&D 1 or like AD&D, but it's like a new version of it.
Yeah.
But he like talks a lot about 5th edition and like why it's basically the industry standard and how it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And so he's like, how do you make this better? And so, like, he does a bunch of stuff to it that it's like, yeah, that's really smart. Like, this is a really interesting, or, like, this is a way to make the system better, for sure.
Yeah.
But, like, if you implement all of his stuff, it's not that system anymore.
Right. RPD Pathfinder is D&D 3.
Yeah. It's not Pathfinder. It's, something else. It is D&D 1.
Incidentally, I did just find all my 3rd edition D&D books.
I saw mine too.
That was high school.
When you don't have anything else, like, it's cool,
Yeah, absolutely. I got my brother into the hobby, and I keep saying, "Hey, hook me up. I want to run Sentinels with you."
Yeah, it's just like it's to a point where it's like, especially like I have a group of guys online that I talk to sometimes, like art guys, a secret art community.
What, we're not good enough for you, Adam?
Huh?
I said, what, we're not good enough for you?
No, you're not. You're not artists. No. No, like it's but we were they were talking about like, oh, hey, we should do an RPG, or we should play D&D. I was like, what if we played something else instead? And they're like, what? Well, no, I love D&D. And I'm like,
Clearly you've never tried anything else.
Yeah.
I mean, I played D&D like 3rd edition through most of high school. And I brought all my books to college, and everybody just wanted to play Pathfinder. And I was like, I don't want to rebuy all this stuff. I'm out. And then 4th edition dropped, and people started playing that, and they weren't super happy with it. And I was like, I will just be like I'll be the spreadsheet manager. Let me just call it what it is. And I would do things like I would just like, we had a kobold tinkerer, who his specific area of tinkering was genetics, and his life goal was to breed a dinosaur with a dragon.
Oh,
and it was a mess, but like he was really funny, so I stuck around and I'd help him manage his spreadsheets and stuff. But I was like, clearly the people here and myself even are only having fun because each other is here. Like we're spending time with each other.
Right.
We spend way more time off topic than we do actually playing this game. And so I was like, okay, clearly I'm not into this hobby anymore. Like this is not what I want to be doing. So when I moved back home, I started playing GURPS, again with a group of people who was very funny and like willing to play off each other's comedy, but really like the game master was the only one who was bothering with all the spreadsheets and stuff.
Yeah.
And we were just really there to make asses of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like, is this really as good as it gets? So I started playing D&D and it was fine. And we kept the GURPS game going. And again, it came down to the people I was playing with, and that's when Christopher reached out and was like, "Hey, we're working on this thing. Can you take a look? Can your supers group take a look at it?" And that the gyro system was extremely rough at that point, like barely more than a concept. I don't even know if it was really rough.
Yeah.
And like Nate and I tried to read it, our GM and I tried to read it, and I was like, Christopher, we can't make hide nor hair of this. And it was like two years before he got back to us again.
Yeah, it took a while.
But, the fact that anybody can sit down and play that game is... And it's not just that. Like, I can teach pretty much anybody Call of Cthulhu at this point, too. The rule books are colossal for Call of Cthulhu, but the actual conceptual gameplay is really just how deep can you get into the head of your character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that, like, no matter what you want out of role-playing, there's a better system than D&D for it.
Absolutely. If you want crunch, play GURPS. I don't know.
What's that?
If you want crunch, play, I don't know, GURPS, Traveler, what's that one that Matt Kroll really likes? You can talk your ear off about? I don't even remember. But, like... Yeah, there's absolutely a better system for literally every interest.
Yeah, I also think it is possibly the worst intro role-playing game that I've ever played.
It's awful for that.
It's really bad for first-time players.
And part of the problem, and I, good on them for gaining that interest, but Critical Role is a bunch of like professional, like creative people.
Professional actors.
Yeah. And so we have people coming into our store all the time who have discovered Critical Role, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna be the next Critical Role. We're gonna stream everything and be all goofy." And I'm like, "Yeah, good luck."
Gonna be all goofy. Yeah.
I was like, I my friend Mike was in the store one time, and I was like, $10 says they try to return that book in a week. They did. Fortunately, I wasn't there to have to accept it. Or, tell them no. Which is what the boss did. All sales final. It's a comic book store, dog.
Yeah.
Will you give it to me for store credit? No. I will not give you anything for that. I have replaced the copy on the shelf already. Good day, sir. You lose.
Ooh. Okay. Bishop has weird logos because he has like the XSE logo on his shoulder.
Oh yeah.
And it's not sculpted. So it's like the X-Men logo, but it has like the little shield.
Right.
Thing. Do that by hand.
Yay, freehanding.
I don't mind freehanding usually. Like, it's kind of fun. Like, my Michelangelo skateboard is
that was so cool.
It was very early. And I'm still pretty proud of it, so.
Like, seeing that skateboard made me want that skateboard. Oh my god, the eccentric McMillionaire! I forgot about that guy, RPD. Yeah, it has been a while since we've heard it from the eccentric McMillionaire. Adam, are you familiar with this guy? Have I told you this guy about this?
Yeah,
guy?
you told me about it. Yeah.
Okay, so we honestly, RPD, we haven't heard from him in a while. He made my boss very cranky by making an offer on literally our entire backstock and then ghosting us. And we haven't honestly been to conventions, so my boss got mad at the guy who hosts the local show because he was being a tool.
You put your notice in, huh?
I did, yes.
How much longer you got on that?
I just said once the baby comes, I will be stepping aside. So probably mid-July.
Okay.
But I've still got oodles of credit, and I'll still be around the store plenty. And I'll if he needs coverage, I'll help out. But it'll be every once in a while. I believe the term is irregular.
Yeah, I'm about to start on a very expensive endeavor, I think.
Oh?
Of getting all of the animated series tie-in comics.
Text me next Saturday and I'll look into the prices for you.
I looked at Mile High because like eBay is empty.
eBay's garbage.
There's nothing for them on there.
Right.
So I looked at Mile High just to get an idea, and they kind of range, depending on what they are, obviously. But like, and like there's also like two versions of each one.
Yep.
There's one that went to comic stores and one that went to newsstands.
Yep.
The newsstand ones are like way more expensive.
Are
like
they?
4 times as.
Yeah.
And I don't need those ones. I just want the comics.
Well, you want to read them. You're like any other, self-respecting collector.
Right, and they never put these in trade either. Yep. Or they did like the dumb digest thing where they reprint like a handful of them that are out of order.
Yeah. It's
like this has 1, 2, 3, 13, 26,
and 7 because out of order.
And then the annual. And you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why would you do this? But there's also not a lot of demand for them to reprint those, you know?
Right.
I have them all saved to my computer currently. And so like I can look at them. But it would just be nice to have them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll look up how long had I been working there? 10 years, Walking Target. Also, hello.
Hey, what's up, man? Okay. You're finally done with this Fracocta yellow.
Ugh.
Those strips are like so hard.
Yeah.
Getting coverage on top of darker colors is really difficult too.
Yeah. Oh, right on. We're glad you chose to join us. We recognize that there are other minis painting shows and other Twitch stuff going on, and we're very honored that you would choose us. We are the best, but you know, sometimes people have lapses in judgment.
No, you have a choice with what to do with your time.
Ow. Forgot to turn my AC on today, so my office is a little stuffy.
Nice and cool today, which is good because I had to mow the lawn.
Oh, nice. It was like 90 and humid here.
Oh, high 50s here.
Oh, I wish it was that. That's like
and
my
breezy,
butter zone.
like perfect lawn mowing weather.
Yeah. I mean, that's just perfect Zach weather is what that is.
Okay. So now we need...
Here at Another Letdown Another Letdown Media, we value and respect your time and thank you for your investment. Send me a picture, Walking Target, I can figure it out.
I think I have number 1 and number 2 of Batman Adventures because I think that was the only thing that they had at the store that I worked at.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of collectors are like
chomping at the bit for those.
Super focused on that, you know?
Yeah.
Time to paint this awesome mullet.
I too am moving on to hair. So I got a little bit of patching to do on the blue first. So much flesh. Blob's a fat boy.
Yep. He's a big one.
So I was telling your brother and Merktool yesterday that I finally got my record player working in the living room.
Nice.
And I have good quality music again. And my sister found a milk crate, or sorry, an apple crate from the orchard. I think I already said this, didn't I?
You posted it to music.
Oh, I didn't say it on stream though? She found an apple crate from the orchard we grew up in, or near, that I put all my records in.
That's cool.
Yeah. And it fits them absolutely flawlessly. Like it's as if it was built for that.
Enjoy that while it lasts. Once
Yeah, I know.
Once kids start crawling around,
I know.
you're gonna have to get those up.
I know.
Nicholas is in the most wonderful phase.
I sense a bit of sarcasm there.
Really? What was your first clue there? Yeah, he is just like, if he gets too happy, he just starts grabbing things off of surfaces and throwing them, like, just like yeeting them behind him with reckless abandon.
Oh my god.
So, and he just like grabs things as quickly as he can. Mugs, glasses, books, remotes, plates.
No Broody tonight, Twitson. He has to work tomorrow. It's his weekend. That is a once-a-month occurrence. Oh, Greg, make sure you connect with Broody at some point this week to upgrade your deck. Or me. Your oldest had the fondness for the power button of the 360. That's...
Yep. The Xbox Series X. It's a nice bright light and it beeps when you push it.
Oh, no. Yeah, Dad's office is going to be off limits for a while.
Good luck with that.
Locked door.
Yep, I can lock my door too. Life finds a way.
Life finds a way, yeah. Oh, pulling. That's a good job. I don't use bookmarks. I use the old mental bookmark. No baby zone is like a no peeing section in the pool. Well.
He's mostly stopped putting things in his mouth except for batteries.
Oh, that's a great thing to put in your mouth.
Yeah.
Ooh, battery! I want to eat this.
Right. Yeah, the one of the worst things for a kid to eat.
Yeah.
But he took my. He likes one of my, I forget which one of my Switch games because it has cars on the front of it. And so he likes to take that and then like open it up and take the game out, right?
Sure.
And usually I can get to him pretty quick, but then like the other day he was like he was trying to get one over on me, so he took it and started running outside with it.
Oh no.
I'm like, oh my, if that makes it to the backyard, I will never see it again.
Yep.
This is a real hard bit.
What is?
The M on his face.
You're off camera.
Sorry, here we go. Is that better?
Yeah. Oh, hi, bookmark. Oh, gross, RPD. The only worst thing would be see him holding an empty case. Yeah. What am I supposed to do with an empty case? Jean-Baptiste Emmanuel Zorg. I need to watch that movie again. My God.
What movie?
The Fifth Element.
Oh. Yeah, that's been a while on that one for me, too.
Corbin, my man! I have no fire, I have no matches!
Corbin Dallas?
Chris Tucker just has a direct line to my funny bone.
I picked Bishop because I was like, he'll be kind of easy.
Yeah, right?
No, he's got a lot of little detail on here.
Just some detail to go here. Oh, that's better.
I just leave that X like that rather than ruining it.
Yeah, I mean, it seems fine to me.
It's already different enough from the others because, like, most of the time, like, canonically, I think that it's usually black X, red interior.
Yeah.
And I usually do red X, yellow interior.
Right.
Just because I think it looks better, but... Okay. Good Lord.
All right. Oh, damn. Okay. I think... Well... Alright, I think that'll do for base coat. Pretty darn happy with that, actually.
That must be nice.
Still gotta do his base, though. Put down that Mechanicus standard gray that just goes everywhere. So we're still into Jen hadn't quite figured out how to do bases yet territory. And just put a bunch of tactical rocks down.
Yeah.
But I will probably throw some flocking in there just to spice it up a little bit. Black flies.
I hope he doesn't go crazy with the explosions.
It's an easy trap to fall in. But so far he's looking pretty good.
Yeah, I just hope that he stays that way.
Yeah.
Like the Sauron one is like it's coming kind of close.
It is, yeah. Maybe a little
like
nervous.
that can be dust really easily.
Yeah.
That you're kicking up. That's what that's what mine will be. But like,
yeah.
this is a pretty early one too, isn't it?
Yeah, they're in the same wave.
Have you looked at the cable model at all?
I have not.
I know that it's cool 90s cable.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if it'll fit on a normal size base, because cable being on a double base is
It just doesn't
weird to
sit
me.
well with me, right?
Why is he big?
I don't know. And like I have the AMG one, so I'm
Me
not
too.
gonna bother with
him tonight.
Yeah. I'm not gonna bother printing it, but yeah, it does beg that question.
I probably will just because I like the costume better, but
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'll finish Bishop nice and early. He'll get done, and then like maybe I'll do Abomination also.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I got Vulture kicking around over here too. I was like, well, guess we're gonna get our standard base coat ink wash, kill the stream again tonight.
I don't think this is gonna be a too many night.
But I guess that does give a sneak preview of what we'll see next week, because it's Spider Villains. Well, Sinister Six. I think I'm just gonna finish up Vulture and move on to probably X-Men, like proper X-Men characters. Because I haven't even done like Cyclops yet.
Oh wow!
I've been working so much on villains, I just kind of forgot about the main team.
I have 2 jeans printed. I have one that's like 90s costume jean, and then I have Phoenix with the thing.
I've got I've got Jean C20 or MCP Jean, which is like a fine sculpt. It's not terrible. Could be better.
Yeah. Mine's a 16-inch statue that I sized out. She's really good, but she's real delicate also.
Yeah.
I'll grab her. I'll show you guys. This is it. It's like solidly 90s jean.
Oh, definitely.
And it's great. She looks awesome.
Yeah.
But I also have
RPO gets you in
Phoenix. I have another Phoenix coming with Marvel Zombies.
Right.
Which that's fine. I'm gonna paint that one Dark Phoenix. I'm gonna paint the one that I have regular.
Yeah.
So that works out. But
yeah.
And then I'm also gonna paint the Emma Frost that I've printed as Celine.
Oh, nice.
I also think that, I don't know for sure, but I think that one of the I got that Ukraine Kickstarter thing.
Oh yeah.
That has like it's just like a fundraiser. It's like 1 billion minis.
Yeah.
There's one in that I think would be good for Sebastian Shaw or Donald Pierce.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would work just fine.
Did you ever get those Dragon Ball minis to work?
Not the big ones. No, I have my Frieza and Vegeta printed, but
right.
No, the other ones failed out.
Okay.
And is like that was because of my own hubris.
Your hubris. Sorry, RPD. I said I was going to get to your comment. I just realized something. I haven't talked about what I'm building tonight. I'm doing more Lego stuff. This is probably the last of the Lego things I have to do. Unfortunately, with all my creative work's been for stuff I can't do. Oh, Jesus. What are you Legoing tonight, RPD? I was just today showing my nieces the Lego Mindstorm stuff that we've been working on at school.
Cool.
Because for the first time in the in my history working with First Robotics, we are actually on track to have code day 0. Like before we even get the field kit, we're ready to have code on the robot, which is phenomenal. I got one kid working just so much overtime. Anytime he's got a study hall or a lunch break or anything, he's in there working on that robot.
Oh, wow.
I wish he'd put that amount of effort into his other classes, but... What is it that Otto Octavius says in Spider-Man 2? Brilliant but lazy?
There's something that's always bothered me about that script.
Go on.
That they don't like that so Otto has the discussion with Peter at the beginning about how his intelligence, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like, your intelligence, he says your intelligence is a gift, it's not a privilege. It's you have to use it, you know.
Yeah.
You have to use it for mankind, right? And then at the end of the movie, when Peter unmasks and talks to Otto, he says, someone once told me my intelligence was a gift, and he nods and says a privilege.
Yeah.
It's like, well, which is it?
Yeah, pick one. Pick a line, Otto.
You said it's not. I do not know what color to make his base. See, like, I painted myself into a corner, quite literally.
Yeah.
I should just been doing black rings the entire time.
Yep. I mean, this is we trigger this a lot, but learning and growing. We have both fallen into a trap from which we will never recover. But that's all right. All right, I'm moving on to inking.
I'm close.
I think I can use my big.
I need to get one of those vortex shaker thingies.
Yeah, one came up in my Amazon recommendations the other day, and I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
I windmill added it to my wish list. Get some Nolan oil. Try this.
Boy, that looks cool. They got the pink on his eyes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it looks rad.
Nice.
Now, I'm gonna actually dry brush this.
So I finally got to start playing Mass Effect the other day. Again.
Nice.
Forgotten how much I love that game.
That's good. I have not played it in a long time.
Well, I've been threatening to for a while on the stream, and then...
You playing the remake?
Yeah. I've had it for quite a while. I think I bought it back in, like, October. But then that PlayStation dropped in my lap, so I just had to play Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And... then I was... the week I intended to start it, I got stuck at the car dealership. And RPD was starting to think that, yeah. RPD was starting to think that it was cursed. And frankly, I was too. I texted RPD, I DM'd RPD the other day, and I was like, yo, what was it I think it said? Oh, I had to mow the lawn. And I wasn't getting home until late because I had a meeting. I was like, we may not start it this week either. I really hope I can. But if it comes to pass that we do not, the meme lives on. But as RPD says in the chat, the meme is dead. Rip the meme. And we are already having an absolute ball with it. It is the only, I was saying on my stream the other day, it is the only game that I've so far found that I default to a male character over a female. I almost inevitably go with a female main character in everything I play.
That's really weird because I think that like 65% of people default to female in that game.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is usually considerably the inverse.
Yeah.
I've done both.
I have too.
Other than that, I usually I'm about 50-50 on character defaults.
Yeah. Seems to have worked for that. I mean, that's precisely what I meant, RPD. Like, by cursed, that literally exactly what I meant.
Stuff. Man, I love dry brush.
Yeah. In the right context, yeah.
Like, oh my god, how cool does that look?
It's pretty sweet. It's gonna look better with some fluor paint, though.
This is, I think. I don't know. It says on it fluorescent, but
I doubt it's got the chemical in it, though.
Glows under blacklight. Says.
Oh, all right. Well, all right.
It's on there. This is just this is Rust-Oleum. It's their
it's their
hobby brand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So glows under black light.
Well, I will be sticking with my Green Stuff World paint because it's super cool.
Don't blame you. I want more of those color shift paints.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to be ordering in the next probably week or so. I will loop you in so we can save on shipping.
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to buy the other two kits because, like, I posted I looked at the yellow one. I'm like, Xavier's hover chair?
I'm happy with the gold that I have on there, but, like, let's see.
I think I'll probably mix it with some just, like, pretty bog standard yellow. And do some, like, detailing with like, a purple, or a silver, rather. Purple, where did I get that from?
Okay, I think that the flats are done on this dude.
Good.
Oh my god. Oh my god. No, that's not. This always happens. It's like you notice a piece and it's...
Oh yeah. I should probably get a smaller brush to his face. Be a little more precise with
I
this.
don't even care. Bishop's mullet looks rad.
He is one of the rare individuals able to pull it off.
I don't think I've ever seen a black dude with a mullet in real life.
I can't say as I have either. I do have a student with a really disgusting mullet right now.
That sounds like you need to have a teacher intervention where you call his parents at school.
They don't listen. They're in and out of the school constantly.
Well, never mind then. I can't help you.
Yep. Nobody can. Alright, one last little tick of Nolan oil.
Time to wash these.
Like that. Come on. Actually go R1 for a change. There we go.
I feel like brushes don't last.
What?
I feel like brushes don't last very long.
It's true.
Like the really fine ones, especially.
Yeah. I've been pretty lucky with the ones you guys sent me last year.
Those have been really good.
Yeah.
All things considered. I grabbed another, like, a small pack of, like, much finer ones last time I was at Hobby Lobby, but
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, I will definitely be putting some very random tufts of grass and flocking on this base. But in the meantime, it's just business as usual. Earth shade everywhere!
As long as I find myself holding my breath. I don't know.
RPD, that is an absolutely correct statement. Brushes, for any miniatures painter, brushes are always a reliable present idea.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah, I saw...
And additionally... Sorry, go ahead.
There was like 50 gifts for painters.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, that was among them. You can always use more brushes.
Another good one is pink soap, brush cleaner. I haven't cracked into that yet. Bruce says it's very good.
I have not used that. Here's a question.
Yep.
For dark skin, should I use Agrax Earth Shade or should I use Reikland Flesh Shade?
I use Reikland Flesh Shade. It's it doesn't change the pigment a whole lot. It just changes the shading, which is a little bit.
Yeah, I just don't know if it will show up.
Yeah, it does. It does. It's just be very focused with it and know that it's mostly just going to show up in the crevices.
Okay, that's where I want it to.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, that looks good. Right.
See, I like these big models like Blob and Juggernaut and that because the Reikland Flesh Shade really shows up.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna hit that tomorrow with the Cadian Flesh here, and it's just gonna make the details so much stronger. His shirt uniform thing, I'll probably do Dark Reaper. It's the gray blue, and then I'll definitely highlight the his wristbands and belt things. I'm probably gonna go. Honestly, like in the cartoon, the yellow bits are very, very bright, so I'll probably just go all the way up to Flash gets yellow, as opposed to stopping. Normally with the X-Men, I'll stop with Uriel yellow. Actually, I do have this Phalanx yellow too, but that might be a little too bright. I might go Flash gets yellow into Phalanx yellow, just as a bright highlight. I'll do some experimentation.
His skin looks really red right now.
It does. That's just the effect of the Reikland Flesh Shade over the Bugman's Glow. The highlight coat will take care of that. The Cadian Flesh, I do a pretty thick, like I paint almost everything with it, and that'll be pretty considerably whiter.
I just did a solid coat of the Flesh Shade over this, and it actually made it like a really rich.
Yeah,
color.
It really does. Reikland in Warhammer mythology is the Empire, and they do tend to be not like dark complexion, but darker complexion than, say, for example, a dwarf.
See.
Go redder than you'd expect in the base layers, and then more expected light skin tone. Yep, exactly. That is my tried and true method. I use it on almost every single mini. And I mean, I can go all the way to... what's an example? I do have an example of that. 2 seconds. I'll give an example of one I did. So I'm not super fond with this mini, just in general, but this is Loki, and I'll zoom right in on him. So that is a much paler flesh tone.
Yeah.
And I still use the Reikland flesh shade on it.
I mean, it turned out nice. You don't like it?
I have complaints.
Or you just don't like the mini?
No, I like the mini. I made a couple mistakes painting it.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
At that point in the game, I was still very much learning how to paint comic book heroes.
Very different.
It's a very different technique than painting, painting things like this. Which I'm still, like, a quarter of the way through painting.
Yeah, oh my god. That's crazy.
Yeah. This was the model that I started, like, I was like, oh, I got a document camera. I'm going to try painting it on stream. And I got through, like, a little bit of it. I'm like, I'm bored. It is kind of cool, though. Like, the cannon moves. With a little gear on the side.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's nifty. Thank you, Forge World. Games Workshop's strictly better cousin. Or I guess offshoot. I guess they own it. Whatever. Alright, let's put some of these paints away. What's this? I don't care. I really need to do a better job ordering these, putting these in order. What's this? Yes, cool. Oh, Jesus, I forgot to ink his hair. I'm an idiot. It's like, what? I was sitting here like, there's something wrong with this.
Something off.
That's better.
Null oil on silver just looks so cool.
Doesn't it?
It like really makes it pop out. Like,
so that is where I learned to use Null and Oil. Is I had a bunch of dwarf characters called Iron Drakes, and I've been painted. They have a cousin called Iron Breakers. In fact, there's a paint color called Iron Breaker. They for the longest time they were some of the best units in the dwarf army. And then they released these things called Iron Drakes. I'm like, Iron Breakers that can shoot? Sign me up. But they were literally just silver with Null and Oil. And that's it.
oh,
And I was like, this is a really boring mini. But the Null and Oil absolutely makes them pop.
if I was gonna do Warhammer, I would do. No, it's not Warhammer. It's Hordes. It's a different one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's Privateer Press.
Yeah, I would do those like dead guys.
Yeah, they're sick.
The green ones that are Every time I'm at a convention or something, I look at those. I'm like, that's real cool.
Yeah, they've got some really cool minis over there at Privateer Press. But the problem is like the community to play, like the play community is tiny. by comparison to Fantasy or 40K.
Yeah,
I don't know how
have
that's...
Apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
And those are really cool also.
Yeah.
I almost went in on the Kickstarter when they were like, hey, all in one. And I'm like, really?
Tempting. I am very pleased with how Blob is coming out. I hope I don't botch it in highlighting. But I think I'm just going to do, because the areas, like if you break it down into like, I'm going to use some sort of pointing tool here. Hold on. Oh, yeah, I got a screwdriver. Okay, that'll work. Because the areas that you would highlight are so big, I'm going to use dry brushing for that, which is something I don't normally do that anymore. I do think dry brushing is the correct move here. I think on the flesh, it is going to be a more traditional highlighting, but for the large folds of fabric, let's just say that, a dry brushing, very, very light dry brushing, but a lot of it is the answer. Mm-hmm. The yellow bits, I'll do a more traditional highlight. For
larger areas, I picked up a makeup brush to do that.
Yeah. Makeup brushes work really well for that.
Yeah.
I have I need to replace my dry brushes, but like I'll use this one. And just kind of almost like paleontology, just like brushing on the top. And then,
I get over eager a lot of the time.
Yeah, it's an easy trap.
And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna, and like, there's two ways I'll do it. It's like I don't wait for it to dry enough.
Yep.
Or, I dry brush too much on.
Well, the other trick that I have up my sleeve for dry brushing, I have at the moment 4 different dry brushes, each one for a different like part of the color wheel. So like color spectrum, I guess. So like this one is for, light browns and into grays. This one very clearly exclusively for oranges and reds.
Oh yeah,
because they stain. Greens have the same problem.
Yeah.
Browns, like this one I pretty much just use for browns. But this, like I could use this one for like flesh color or something like that too. And those all hang out on the right side of my brush station, my paint station.
I need better organization for that. I mean, I just do it at my desk though, and I don't want it out all the time. So like,
yeah, I wish I could. I wish I had a place to put it away. I will once I get the 3D printer.
Place to put it away.
Rack.
I just throw it over in the corner of my office.
Well, there are certain things that I'm a bit of a neat freak about. Where the heck did that go? I'll find it later.
I need to be
the other problem that I have is this. Let's see if I can swing that. No, come on. Nope, gotta hide that thing. Come on, document camera. No, I guess I can't get to it. I was gonna try and point the camera at my mess of paints. I have so many paints.
Yeah.
No, not Ductro. Ductro is fine. It's the other one, RPD, that is a problem. Ductro is. It's not Ductro. It's Duck DC. Casey Duxie. It's the prize one. That is definitely a problem. Oh, did I ever show you the HVAC unit that I put on Goblin Space, Green Goblin Space?
No.
Okay, I gotta show you that.
You showed me that, or you told me you were doing it.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever saw it.
Very simple, but I think it really does a good job, sort of tying it all together, making it a rooftop.
Oh wow! Look at that.
Isn't that sick?
That looks really good. Yeah.
And I did that on the FEP printer, or FDM rather.
Wow. Yeah, that looks really good.
I did like the scorch marks around where the glider took off too.
Yeah.
I was really happy with this. And then I also did this because we painted this on the night that we were remembering Taylor Hawkins.
Nice. Yeah, that's a much better paint job than my Green Goblin. I painted my Green Goblin pretty early in my career.
Yeah,
So,
some of the earliest ones are like, ugh, I want to go back and revisit that, but I also don't.
Yeah, I'm getting one with Marvel Zombies though that is a better sculpt.
Yeah, so you have redemption on that.
Yeah,
I should really look at. I'm gonna do that right now because I'm done for the night, but we're still live here. I want to know exactly who I'm getting here. All right, let's see. So, yeah, I mean, in terms of characters, I give a crap about.
I want to know all the characters you're getting.
Yeah, I do too.
What did you get?
I just got the base level and the Sentinels pack.
Okay.
So they make these. The problem with Cool Mini is they don't make it clear.
They do. You just have to kind of dig for it a little bit.
Right.
I mean, I guess that's the opposite of making it clear.
Yeah, that's literally exactly the opposite. Thanks, Adam.
I was like, you're wrong, except for where you're right. Which is all of it.
It looks like. Is that what the hell's in the base box? Come on, just tell me what's in the base box.
So you get all the stretch goals too.
Right. All right. Looks like. Okay, I don't give a crap about the zombies, but base box looks like characters I care about: Mary Jane Watson, Jonah, a better Wong, Sharon Carter. That's cool.
I really hate the Wong that I have.
Yeah.
It's not Wong to me.
Exactly.
It's not regular Wong or movie Wong.
Right. It's just like random. This is Wong.
Yeah, I guess he's a combatant in
right.
a different way. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. So Mary Jane, J. Jonah Jameson, Pepper Potts, Sharon Carter, Aunt May, Betty Ross, Thunderbolt Ross. Those are base box.
Those are great. That's so good.
That's such a cool base box.
I'm so excited about those.
I'm trying to see if are these. Yeah, it looks like the heroes in the base box are Spider-Man, Thor, Scarlet Witch, Doctor Strange, Ms. Marvel, and Black Panther. Is that correct? Does that sound right to you?
Maybe.
Okay. Well, Spider-Man will definitely be better than the one I already have, for sure.
Yeah.
The rest of them I pretty much don't care about. All right, I didn't get the X-Men pack, so that's whatever. Okay, and then beyond that, it's just stretch goals. So first in the stretch goals pile, because it is a pile.
Yeah.
It looks like Luke Cage. Fine, I already have him. Arguably better Daredevil.
Yeah, most of these are
most better. Of these are a lot better.
Yeah.
But again,
Namor is
yeah, Namor's sick. But again, we've got that coming from C27, so we'll see. There's an Elektra that's leagues better than what we've already seen.
The Elektra. I really like this non-bike Ghost Rider also.
Yeah.
Oddly.
Looks like Jessica Drew's in there, Spider-Woman.
Yeah. I do not care about the character at all, but that Black Knight mini is so good.
Yeah, right? It's so good. Really cool. That is a much better War Machine than what I painted on stream a while back.
Yeah.
Jessica.
Really good too.
Yeah. Jessica Jones is in there. I'm excited about that.
Doc Ock is rad also.
But again, we've got that coming from C27 this month also, so we'll see.
We have Doc Ock coming from them?
What?
We have Doc Ock coming from C27?
We've had Doc Ock from C27. Dr. Tentacles Calamari.
Oh, yeah.
Vanessa Fisk. That's awesome. Like,
yes.
How cool is that going to be to play with an Augs?
Oh, yeah.
Ben Urich.
A good Deadpool, like a regular,
right?
non-goofy Deadpool.
Finally a decent Deadpool.
Yeah.
Ben Urich, Happy Hogan, Dum Dum Dugan, Karen Page, Foggy Nelson, Harry Osborne. Like it's the things I'm most interested and excited about from this Kickstarter are the bystanders. Just the random bystanders that we're never going to see a mini of elsewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. I really hope that C27 does a Giant Man.
I do too. But I want him to be one of the 75 mils. Like, I want him to be huge. I want him to be Sentinel size.
Yeah. I want him to be huge too. I'm super grumpy that we only got Giant or Zombie Giant.
Zombie Giant Man, yeah. But that said, if that's it, if we don't see a Giant Man from C27, and that's the one we have, that's the only one we've got, I'm not above green stuffing that.
I don't know that I could do that, but
actually, I can show you this too. It's right next to me.
Is this the floor set here? Is this?
So this is my current green stuffing project that I've been working on for a long time. But the Chaos Force, what?
Also, I hope they do a US agent also.
Yes, dude, absolutely. So the Chaos Dwarfs have this crazy contraption called a Kadai Destroyer. There is no mini for it, and there are no arts for it. It does not exist, but it's in their profile and it has been since the beginning. So ever since the beginning, everybody has just customized a Kadai Destroyer. So the prevailing theory is it is the progenitor of the 40k Mauler Fiend, and therefore people have, or Alex and I guess, have taken to customizing a Mauler Fiend and basically retrofitting it with a ton of fire, and creating something like this. Zoom out. And so what I've done with green stuff is I've put fire all over any fleshy bits. And I'm still it's very much a work in progress, but it's all magnetized.
Wow. Okay.
We had a lot of fun putting this together, and of course now it's decided to be uncooperative. But yeah, it's if I hadn't run out of green stuff at the store, it would have been done by now. But I mean, this is its base.
You should pick up Milliput. It's basically the same, right?
Yeah, it is. I just, store credit is better than actual money.
Yeah, I know, but it's like $3 for
yeah, it's not expensive. It's cheap. I just haven't had a chance to get to Michael's.
See, here's the ones, here's the bystanders I'm excited for. They're in the X-Men box. You get Senator Kelly, Trish Tilby, Callisto, Kazar, Val Cooper, Mariko Yoshida, William Stryker, Shauna the She-Devil, Polar Trash, Moira McTaggart.
Those are awesome.
We have a playable Kazar and Augs right now, so there we go.
Yeah, it's true. All right, well, are you ready to wrap it up? Because I'm ready to wrap it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna slap or shit on this base once it dries, but other than that, I'm good to go. Yeah,
I got some highlighting and stuff to do tomorrow morning, but yeah, I think that's going to do it for us. All right, thank you all for tuning in tonight for watching paint dry. This is an absolute ball. We love doing this. I will be back on Thursday night for Gear Up. Zach and Alex Gear Up, where we're going to be trying once again to put a ribbon on Gears Tactics and hopefully play some Gears 5 Horde mode. The change in night is because of birthing classes that my wife and I my wife has signed us up for. That's going to be interesting. And then we'll be back with Trapped in Arkham on Friday, and Adam and Mike and I will be back here on Saturday, right back at the painting game. I will be working on Vulture most likely, because I don't think I'll have any time to work on him during the week, but we'll see. Maybe that'll change. Adam, this is a joy, man. It's always lovely to talk to you. And we'll talk to you in a week. Bye.
Bye.